All right, I'm gonna spend some time looking at a lot of this Saints film, so that's gonna be fun right here. Taking me back to where I first started at. The first team I ever got paid to cover was the New Orleans Saints for Bleacher Report, so I'm right at home doing this right here. But I want to take a look at some of these 4 receiver sets, whether it be with 2 tight ends in the game, or with just 4 receivers, or even empty sets. Let's put it that way. So to see how they really spread the field right here. So being as though we are here, we can run that bad boy regular. All right, motion. Trips to the field side right here. Look at that, open it up, deep over route. Oh, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. So it looks like you had kind of a out route right here by Ben Watson. The second time in the game, the U motion, and then he just went vert. You have your Z receiver right here, Mike Thomas, perhaps the best receiver in the damn game, running a deep over. And I believe just kind of almost a pseudo wheel route right here by the other receiver. So also, I believe you had a middle release from Mark Ingram right here, and then he ran to the out. So check this out right here. All right, so when you see that right there, those are some serious vertical concepts right there. So can LSU do that? And you bet it can. However, that offensive line, that's what it's going to be about, because this is hard to defend, because if you look, you're flooding the field in one direction, right? Flooding the field over here, and then you have vertical routes going this way. And not to mention you had a deep motion right here to really see what's going on right here. So they stayed with the cornerback, so you knew that was zone, right? So how exactly do you defend that, especially when you have somebody like Drew Brees? Now check this out. They're on the center, right? So in the real New Orleans offense, they go from gun to under center a lot. You know, they like to kind of trick you because they run full real play action type passing. One more time. All right, so I would know that most Saints fans would understand that the Saints are a quick game based team. Like, they go deep, but when they go deep, it's because that quick game has worked. Drew Brees is not completing crazy percentages of his passes, like over 70% in the NFL, from going deep all the time. So the efficiency of New Orleans offense is what makes the vertical game go. So here we go right here. You're going to have pretty much kind of a 3 verts going on here with a drive right on the outside in the boundary. Flat route by Kamara out of the backfield. Catching people napping. You throw all that short stuff. If you're really efficient at it, you can catch people napping. You just see pretty much running through the void of the zone, pressing you that way. Drive route, flat route, spreading the field. So when you have those 2 split safety looks, always those vertical routes in the middle of the field is really what does those guys in right there. All right, slow it down right here. All right, you see people start to cheat up. You can see the strong safety here start to cheat up because he's on Alvin Kamara right here. So it's looking like almost like man free right here. You see man coverage right there. Although you see him taking a bell technique out here, the cornerback Quentin Dunbar. It's more zone. It's more zone, but they have their eyes on the quarterback. So yeah, you can tell right there. It's kind of a split look back there, but you can see them really looking at the quarterback here. So he's pretty much throwing into what looks like kind of a cover 4 or something like that. But you get your pick of the litter. When people are picking in the backfield, your legs don't work that well. So you can see my man start to uncover right here in the slot. Breeze steps up in the pocket. Boom. I think it's Cameron Meredith. Explosive play. And then notice they always have something flooding to the other side of the field as well. So they're going to kind of almost crisscross you while going deep still, because they want you to think about that quick game. All right, now check this particular concept out right here. You're going to have two blocking releases, right? You got two cut splits right here. I believe one of these guys is a tight end, though. But you're going to have blocking releases, and both of these guys are going to run mirror routes. Both of them are going to block and then run a mirror route out routes. Right? Remember, I tell you how they like to pretty much run vertical misdirection, if you get what I'm saying right there. You'll have a kind of a deep dig by the outside receiver right here. And then you have this outside receiver running kind of a deep out route himself right there. So look at that. Mad levels concepts like you wouldn't believe right there. You got a level 1, 2, 3. Or if you want to come backside and hit 1, 2, and then whatever the running back does, I believe he may be blocking though, but very good concepts. Middle release from the running back too. So there's a third level. Watch the running back coming out. He's Mark Ingram. Middle release through the line, and he too becomes a level, right? So he can become the check down if necessary. The deep route was opening up right here as well, but he sees the leverage right here. So we got to get Joe Burrow to being able to read leverage, right? You get somebody, you know, they're running an outbreaking route, and you have him on your back pocket. He's out leveraged. You just got to be able to put it on him. Look at him, throw right to the sideline, lead him out there. Perfect. That's why this dude, to me, is the best quarterback in the NFL. With shouts to, of course, Tom Brady, Matt Ryan, and these guys. Drew Brees is just my guy, though. All right, here's another good one right here. I think this one went for a touchdown. Gonna have 3 verts again. Pretty much just clearing out. Kind of a pseudo wheel. Get vert on this one right here. You see the motion right here. They motion Kamara this way, mostly due to the fact of the wide 9 technique being used by Ryan Kerrigan right here. So he would have been probably in place to notice this potential dump off pass right here because he was already out wide by getting him right here. And then this particular guy is lined up a little bit tighter on the 7 technique. You get Kamara out there in space if you need it. And it's pretty much just used to widen the defense right there. But here we go. Perfect. You see what always sending the back in the flat does or has done on a couple of these plays. Got right there. Now look at this. So when they come here, you're always going to take either a safety or some type of defensive back. Somebody's got to account for this guy right here, especially the fact that it's Alvin Kamara. So imagine that being somebody like a John Emery or somebody like that with some really explosives right there. So look at that. He held both of these guys right here. Held them both. Now look at that. He's just uncovering for free. There's no way he'd be able to rotate in time right there. Now look, he didn't even go to him. He went to the furthest most. Now he gains a blocker if necessary. And he didn't block him, but still, it didn't matter. Touchdown. So there you see it, their ability to get in some of these 3 and 4 receiver fronts and use the quick game to really open up the passing game, though. But if you notice, Drew Brees has a pretty decent amount of time. The Saints do have a really good line, or at least some really good players, like 3 out of the positions was like all Pro Bowl type, all pro type players. But I think LSU will be able to replicate this. So it'll be about pre-snap recognition and Joe really knowing where he wants to go with this to help out the offensive line, though. But I can definitely see LSU having a lot of success with some of these 3 and 4 wide receiver sets. But I'll be back with some more. We're going to be getting on this bad boy a lot to really learn these concepts and seeing what Joe Brady can take from his time with the Saints. But keep in mind, this is Sean Payton's offense right there. And a lot of the stuff that people are saying that Joe Brady is bringing is probably something that he's getting from elsewhere, because they have a certain way of operating in the Saints offense. And I don't really necessarily see some of that if we're talking about pass tags on the back of run calls and stuff like that. They really don't do that much of that type of stuff. But I'll dig through here and try to find at least some semblance of it. All right. Thanks again for your patronage. I'm out.